Hello, good morning, Filipinas. Then, Filipinos to embark. Why do I make this video in this digital disruption world that it is growing so fast and it is then accelerating the digital so fast because CEO must put the frame and then express the reasons why our core activity since Captain Antonio Candina started 14 years old in Plencia pharmacy, Aramburu pharmacy. Still, they have a museum. And then he wrote 14-year-old, I want to be maritime officer. Yes, well, touchy, isn't it? This in the recipe book of the pharmacy. Indeed, the council now, it was the maritime school, so 50 meters away, because his father has died very young, 52 or something. And then as his mother put him in the pharmacy as a boy, living there in the same house, and then took the time to study, later became a captain, and well, then ship owner. Then that one is Jose, his son, died very young, 29. And then my father is not in the world yet, and then it's me, fourth generation, over 100 years old company. So, Candina Group, it is first class compliance, and the core focus is crew management. We have been involved in 1979, my late father Jose, with POEA and Amosup, writing the enlistment contracts that today still it is valid in Filipinas regarding all the breakdown in columns, all the breakdown in paragraphs, because my late father Jose also, I am third Jose. He was a lawyer and so had a huge experience into British law. He was a lawyer that studied here. So this is a motivation video for you Filipino seafarer, because indeed you are #1 world supplier of cruise today, and I hope you continue to be in the future. I am going to provide some recommendations because you are a hero and you bring to Filipinas, let's say, $20,000 average income, which this is direct job, one Filipino seafarer, and indirect, like if I produce one bread, indirect, there are 10 breads that are collateral jobs created with these $10,000 because this Filipino hero seafarer brings the money to Filipinas and then pays the school, electricity, gas, food, transport, books for the kids, anything that spends this Filipino also then goes to another. So the indirect intrinsic compound value and the indirect investment to Filipinas of these seafarers is huge. It is not $20,000, but in real macroeconomic terms, the product that is generated by this seafarer is times 11. We had a case in Spain of Nissan car factory was going to close, and then they got to the conclusion that for one job eliminated, 10 indirect suppliers, everything done. So this confirms that if one Filipino seafarer provides one job and brings $20,000 to Filipinas, then this hero generates 10 more. So then it's 11. Therefore, $20,000 in impact in the Filipinas economy is $220,000. So if we have, for example, calculation like economists like me, and mathematicians, statisticians like me, then calculate simple numbers. Generation of one job is $220,000, but the generation in 100 years is $22 million. So please calculate this, Filipino government, and let's remake the enlistment contracts like my late father did with Amosub Poya, and let's rewrite this. In what sense? Well, first of all, I believe that now the wage scales have a 20% deduction that go into different columns. I know that in 1979, when this enlistment contract was written, it was very fancy to complicate things and to make things so transparent. Okay, yes, but now we are in 2020, digital disruption. We have this coronavirus, so we can do things digital. And if I get a contract to sign and be reviewed by the client, plus also the crew manning agency and the manning agency and also the different government institutions, the less institutions that this contract goes through, we are disrupting the market. We are making this Filipino seafarer more competitive because other countries simply, I can send you digital, the Bizum or the Bitcoin money, and or I can send you directly the enlistment contract via an application, and it doesn't have to be filled so many papers. I know my late father did with all these best efforts to promote Filipinas, and in 1979 I know it was copy pasted for say about 50 years almost, and I know that it is time for a disruption in this enlistment contract. We already have in Candina Group CTAs, company tariff agreements, which are based also in these skeletons of enlistment contracts, enlistment of employment contracts that it was made many 50 years ago, and that most of them have not really improved much, but simplified. Why? Because we have the basic wage overtime, leave, social bonus, social security, pension. Now the Maritime Labor Convention that obliges us to provide this cover, plus some other, of the Maritime Labor Convention, P&I co-assurance for the repatriation and the wage of risk if ship owner goes bankrupt. So these things have been simplified, and we can send them digital means to the seafarer. So it is huge cost for the industry and for the income. The competitive now it has become disadvantage. It's not a competitive advantage. If in this country I must fill these 15 papers, 1-5, and then send copy everywhere, and in other countries I must not do so, but only simply just send to the police or to immigration or to the travel or to the PCR, health examination, drug and alcohol, just the documents direct from the seafarer to the captain. If there is any travel requirement or visa requirement, transparency requirement, we can send the copy, say, once per month to the Filipino government. Many countries do this, like Panama, for example. Singapore has also a different system, even more simplified. So we can do that. I believe that we can trust each other, that we are going to send the money to the Filipino seafarer, and that the main goal for Filipinas is that if there is one seafarer bringing $220,000 to Filipinas, which is 20,000 times 10 indirect jobs, it is very important that if we have two, is double this amount of money. We can get into a lot of logarithm statistics and create a ministry to control all this bureaucracy. It's very Spanish typical system. Let's create something so it disappears. And then what's the point about this? Well, the point about this dear seafarer, is that we are trying to protect your right by informing you what we're doing so you can do like John Fitzgerald Kennedy mentioned. Yes, don't expect what your country is going to do for you. What am I going to do for my country? Well, then I am going to disrupt this crew management business. I'm going to explain that we are also exploring other digital insurance like Lemonade, like Square, like there is a huge um, disruption companies going on today, and it is going to continue. Now, the huge advantage that Filipinas has is you, the seafarer heroes of Filipinas. Yes, because you bring peacefully money to Filipinas. And if you calculate 100 years the brand of a can of Coca-Cola, then you can imagine the brand of Filipino seafarers already for 50 years. Some things were done in the past that now have to change in this disruption world. And this digital means is not what we are used to, all of us. But if we want to continue in this business, we must strive to improve and disrupt digital competitive advantage. And so this video is for you seafarers so you understand that you can disrupt competitive advantage because you can update your CV directly in our database. Yes, I made some like 250 videos, a lot of them in English. So I hope you understand my English. It's not so good, well, but still, there is this application and we are striving, we are fighting very hard to grow the numbers of Filipino seafarers that are in our database. Why? Because we believe in the future, which is today, is digital and is presential, and this is a great advantage for Filipino government to get more and more and more seafarers joining ships. Being transparent corporate social responsibility is very important. We don't have to bring any papers, or we can do this digital. We can get your CV, we can send it direct to the ship owner, and then we can have approval faster. So then if perhaps there is a place today to join on board the ship, if there is another nationality, dear government, perhaps we can place our Filipino hero first, because I think it is a pleasure to work for them. It is the best job in the world to work for seafarers because they bring income to the respective countries. So it is really a pleasure to do this. And of course, the sooner, the faster this job is done. For me, it's also more competitive, more digital, more growth, more possibilities to focus into, as I mentioned, many other disruption areas. We are looking towards sending the money directly with Bizum, with Bitcoin, with, yes, we believe that it is very important we send the money direct to the seafarer, to the person in charge of the seafarer's income, and to the allotee, and so that that person, it does get as soon as possible the full amount. So this is a plea, please, to the government to re-study these columns and paragraphs my late father wrote. I believe it was done with same as FOIA and Amos, with the best of interest for Filipino seafarers and economy. I think it has been really a success. Now we have to adapt, and we have to adapt very fast because other countries in Asia are having these possibilities and they have invested intrinsic maritime strategic compound value. We have seen in this coronavirus that this investment in logistics, 90% of the world goods are transported by sea. So we have this health, education, security, these three pillars. 90% of books, cars for the police, everything, materials, computers, radars, computers for kids, books for kids, tables, hospital beds, PCR tests. Yes, some go by plane, but 90% go by sea. And so it is strategic not only for the uh, Filipino government, but also for the Filipino society that we have these seafarers, the biggest amount, the fastest they can have a responsible job if they want. And also we can help later the future of Filipinas because these heroes bring in so much money with no complaint at all, and which is a pleasure to work for. And that 2% GCP that we have also strategic partners in Filipinas that they will contact this, contact that, contact the other. So that makes much faster. And then also, if we both have the same digital means, the Filipino partner and the Candina, it is much faster because we can play football much faster in the same field. We don't have to go from one field to another. Hey, check the CV of this steward, check the CV of this AB. So I please ask you, seafarer in Filipinas, to fill this application video. Sorry, so we can go much faster. If you are a member of association and in Filipinas, seafarers and officers, please ask the government to watch this video. It is with the best interest, like if it was with my late father and all those Filipino uh, involved in this in 1979 when it go skyrocket. And I believe in some side it does help the Filipino economy back then from these heroes. Later, probably we have doctors, we have educated university, and they will push the country further. But first, we need some energy in this respect. And I would really very much appreciate first that the digital marketing you can do in this application, like this is marketing, like Steve Jobs in Apple used to do marketing. So we are the best, Apple is the best, Candina is the best. Now you, seafarer, are a hero. And so please put your CV. It will be much faster for us. Obviously, we're always looking after chemical, cooks, ethos, um, engine department top. Yes, my late father used to say one chief, one ship. Now I say one eto, one ship. And perhaps we can mix both, one chief, one eto, one ship, and then the captain will get angry. So sorry, captain, you are the boss. And in that respect, I thank you very much, all the associations and all the maritime administrations in Filipinas. You are doing a great job. Now, this digital with islands in Filipinas can be also a competitive advantage because it is geographical as a disadvantage to have so many islands. And so we can improve the training in this respect of basic training, the cost, the courses, the volume, the numbers, the digital. We can do all this very, very fast. And this is also a hello from Bilbao. We have a lot of links with Filipinas. We will continue to have these links, and if we got disruption in the Filipino government to help these papers, also number two, the transfer monies, now 20% must go to Filipinas. Well, the wages have to go to the allotee. So this is a must. If it is obligation to go to Filipinas, we can do that. But we can also improve the tax and the social security like Estonia has done, has declared tax-free for the seafarers and has declared the social bonus. One ticket, 750 euros, okay, it's too much. It could be 6%, it could be 5%, whatever, which is one way, digital, fast, easy, and we can show this. The money agency can do too, sorry. So we can improve this area very, very fast. And I thank you very much, Filipino seafarers, for the huge effort you're doing for your country. You are the heroes. Yes, peacetime is when we really see the heroes who do things that people don't even recognize, and then suddenly they think, well, how did Filipinas improve so much? Well, it's because of you, seafarers. Now, the governments, the mining agencies, and the rest is just circulating around. But you are the ones that got there, did the job, and sent all the money to Filipinas. Yes. So we don't need to teach you or teach me, but we need to simplify and disrupt. This is very important, and I thank you so very much for increasing this. And so, anyway, this is a strong hope that we finish with this very soon. United States, the economy is doing like this, so it is going V-shaped. It looks like if we get the jobs now, if we get the clients now, if we get the long term now, later people fight for seafarer experience because short jobs don't know how to get the job done, and then later we look at our watch. They look first at the watch and then the job. No, they seafarers, we always get the job done first, safely, and we report others. So I thank you very much on behalf of my late father and Candina Group, and I look forward to work transparently many more years. If you need any more ideas regarding improvements of the Filipino maritime community, please start by making numbers. How much money, how much income is it for Filipinas in US dollars? I believe a lot of countries have not done fast training, they have not done fast unemployment, recirculating, re-educating the seafarers. I believe they have not done faster PCRs, help from the police, immigration authorities. These people are heroes. They bring $20,000 per year to your country. Yes, so please make them a priority pass. They should have this. I hope in this disruptive economy we are starting to realize how important these families are, and you all have to be responsible and work safely, please, because we are strategical, and now is everything is not good. Some things are bad, some things are good. Now, the disadvantage of being strategical is that we have to work like this 24/7, that's for sure, and we never stop. So I hope that this video you like, subscribe, but we get your CVs, and I hope we get very good news from Filipino government, because these seafarers you have is nothing. No other country in the world has done it so well, and we have to thank you. I think it's time that this disruption in the bureaucracy, in the process to join a ship, in the financials, getting the money faster, lower fees, in the test for PCRs, in the airports, in the hotels, recognition of all types. If they need to have, like in America, they have for the military special privileges. This profession is beautiful, and well, thank you very much indeed. Bye.